What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope everybody has had a fantastic week. Like I said, I'm planning to get back on more of a routine here with our videos again. Today, if you are tuning in and you are not subscribed, please consider going down there, hitting like, hitting subscribe. Check us out, check the rest of our videos out. And if it appeals to you, subscribe, follow along with us. We build a lot of cool stuff over here. We are primarily a diesel focused channel, but we do a lot of hot rod stuff and things of that nature. Today, I want to go over how to make push lock hoses, radiator hoses, anything along those lines. Make them look as good as humanly possible without maybe jumping to AN lines, something along those lines. The reason I want to do that is because although you may not be able to see them, I prefer everything on my trucks to look as best as possible. And AN stuff does look fantastic. It is just a little bit pricey. So, you know, if we can make the cheaper stuff look good, I want to try and help y'all out to do that. Like for instance, on our truck here, this is one of our main trucks on the channel here. This is my 97. The truck is 20 something feet long, and today we're going to do the fuel system lines from the rear behind the axle fuel tank all the way up to the engine compartment. So obviously AN line, dash 10, dash 12 line running all the way up is going to be extremely expensive, and you're not going to see it anyway. So going this route, I think is probably the best for our situation. But let's jump into it today, and I'm going to show you how to make them look good. I'm going to show you all the products, where to get it from, and how to tackle this. Thank you guys for watching, and let's do this. All right, so here is what we are working with today. Let me get you situated here. This is just, let me lay this down. This is just a small section that I'm going to do. This is a piece of 1/2-inch hose that I'm going to do a quick extension of a line, and it's for our feed. And it's going to be 2 actual thread-on fittings. So we're going to do these fittings here, but it doesn't really matter what fittings you put in. Like one of our other lines has got the actual quick connect fittings. I like to use them. I actually think those are a lot more fun to use and a lot more user-friendly than AN stuff. You don't have to have a wrench or anything. You squeeze and pop it off. I really, really like that stuff. Comes with your fast systems, air dog. That actually might just be an air dog thing. I'm not sure. But we're going to start with this one piece of 1/2-inch hose. This is just what I'm going to be using today. It does not matter what size hose it is or anything along those lines. And at the end, this is what we're going to be left with. Here is our quick connect fittings, and this is what our finished product is going to look like. Looks almost just like an AN line, but instead of being actually braided and stuff like that, it's just rubber, and we got a quick disconnect right here. So let's turn this piece of just generic rubber hosing into that. And like I said, it does not matter what size hose it is. I'll show you where to get all your loom and everything that we're going to use today, and the heat shrink and all that good stuff. Like here's just an example. I like to do almost all my lines like this. This is just my coolant overflow line from my radiator here. And I'm not sure what size it is. I think it's only, I forget what size, 1/8 inch or something. Real small stuff. And instead of it just being a boring rubber line, we make them look nice and pretty. Same thing on our Hydro Boost here. We did the exact same thing on every line. It is just one extra little thing to make your hot rod, your diesel, whatever it is, look just that much better on stuff you can see. And I just go above and beyond, and even when you can't see it, I like to go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this line and get started on it. All right, but before we make this line, I'm gonna walk over here and show you the products we're working with so you can go ahead and order it. Here's my shelf of it. I like to keep various amounts of sizes with it. This is, I'll just use this one because it's not open. This right here is your loom from Alex Tech. All this stuff comes from Amazon, which is super convenient for a lot of people. This stuff is very, very hard to find. without it being split. This is not split loom. I'll show you how to feed it onto the line and everything, but it is not split. Hard to find this stuff, especially at, like, we got a couple hot rod places up here and it's all split loom that you find up there. But Alex Tech, let me get a bigger line so you can see here. Here we go. Alex Tech. You can get on there. There's your Instagram handle, Facebook, website, the whole 9 yards. You can get on there and they've got just various amounts of sizes. I like to just buy every single size that they sell when I start getting low and have it on the shelf. Super nice to have that stuff. I use it for wiring and everything. You can use it for this stuff. We did our entire wiring harness in it, as you can see, with heat shrink and everything. Make it look nice and pretty. My CTS3 fell down. What the hell? Oh God. Oh God. Just stay there, okay. So yeah, but then on our heat shrink, same deal. Get on Amazon.com, and this is the stuff that I'm working with today. This is from Wi-Fi or something like that is the brand, and it also came off Amazon. It's a lot easier to find this big stuff on Amazon as well. That's just the size that I need to work with today, but you can get on there and just order a bunch of different sizes. Like, this is a nice kit that they sell on there, and we're going to heat shrink all of that stuff when we get done looming it. That way it just looks nice and pretty and it's not all frayed. But let's go ahead, let's get our fittings pressed into this hose and let's start getting it loomed. All right, so I got my fittings put in real quick. Got a nice little tip for you here. Got our end here, whatever you're using. You want to, before you put this end in and you start making your line with your fittings that you need, you're gonna wanna come over here, and before you do that, you're gonna wanna make sure that your loom, sorry, I'm trying to get you to where you can see. So like we were saying, before you press your fittings in, regardless of what you're working with, you're going to want to come over here and make sure whatever size heat shrink you got is going to go around and go over your fitting and slide onto the hose. Because if not, you're going to have to find either bigger heat shrink and hope it shrinks down enough, or you're going to have to pull this fitting back out. So make sure that that fits first, and if it doesn't fit, you're going to want to go ahead and make your line first with your loom, finish that, and then press your fittings in. I've got my loom here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm gonna flare it out. So you just grab it and where it stretches out like that, and we're just gonna take it and start feeding it down. So the way that this works is, if you'll see how I'm doing this, I'm taking this end that's feeding onto the hose and I'm just slowly working it down, and you'll see it develop this bubble, and you're gonna wanna work that bubble down, grip it tight, and suck it down the hose here.
You what?
Joke here. But you're going to want to do that because if you look, as you start sucking it down like that, it'll expand, and you don't want to have pockets like that where it's all bubbled up. So we're just going to start feeding it down here, just like so. And I'll get me a couple good passes here, and then grab it and just push all that extra down, and then you'll have a nice tight grab like that. And then we can start with our heat shrink. right, now that we've got it just towards the end here where it needs to go, what I'm gonna do is, when you do this, you're gonna want some nice sharp scissors to be working with. Nothing dull or janky. And what I'll do is I'll just take this, get it nice and tight, and give me a nice cut, just like so. Wrap that up, get it out of the way. And now what we're gonna do is, now that you got this extra loom right here, it makes it easier to feed your heat shrink down and then not try to take the loom with it as you feed the shrink down. So now we're gonna take our heat shrink and we're gonna measure it where we want it. So say I want about that much heat shrink right there. Just cut it however you want it, doesn't matter. It's really just to keep the loom where it needs to go. So let's cut that now. Oh, hit myself right in the nuts. That's lovely. That hurt. So I'll take myself maybe like a section. I'll just cut it. Yeah. I like that. Make a nice straight cut, just like so. Now we're gonna take this and take our shrink and feed our loom through first. And then you gotta kind of just massage it down, maybe grab the loom and then work the heat shrink down. So now that we got that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this where I want it at. So I want the frayed section about right there. Work the extra back down just like you fed it on, and then work your heat shrink in. Just like that. Yeah. And then when you get up here, here is what this should look like. Get it exactly where I want it. Gonna take you a little couple tries to get it exactly how you like it. I like it just like that. So that's how I want it to look right there. And then I suggest you use like a, maybe just a heat gun. This is a torch, just works better for me. You just gotta be very careful because this, the actual wire loom loves to cut, it's very flammable. So just be easy with it, don't go to town with it. And just work your heat shrink on. Go slow, don't go crazy with it. All right. And then there's what we should be left with. Nice and tight. And now what we'll do is, on our other end, we'll come down here and we're gonna take the extra, get it all where we want it, get all the extra off of it. And we're gonna go ahead and get our next piece of heat shrink here. Okay. And go ahead and get this piece fed on. Just like so. And now this is the part you want to pay attention. You want to make sure you get all your extra slack out of this line. So just like that. And then now what we're going to do is get your heat shrink out the way. This part's a little bit messy, so just be careful. You just want to take it, and any extra I got, I'm just going to put me a nice slit right there. Get my scissors in there, and I'm just going to cut all the extra that I don't want off. Just got to sit here and work your way around. Cut all the extra little strands here. Cut your extra off, get rid of it. And now you can bring your heat shrink up, just like so. Get your heat shrink where you want it. That's where I want mine. It is hotter than hell in this shop. I wish I had AC. Right. And how about that, guys? That looks so much better. 1,000 times better than some boring rubber line. All right, guys, well, there it is. That is how I like to do it. And as you can tell, this is so much better looking, in my opinion, than just some regular old rubber line. I love doing this stuff right here with every single one of my lines. It doesn't just have to be fuel lines or anything. Any rubber lines, I mean, your actual wiring, which is a different story, because to use that, you actually have to de-pin stuff. It's where it's not split loom. But other than that, guys, I mean, I use it on as much stuff as I can because I think it just makes it look that much better than just some boring rubber line. But nothing too crazy hard. I just wanted to make a video showing how I like to do that. I learned that trick from my good buddy Adam Doan, the Doan Gnome. And get on Amazon.com, check out Alex Tech, order you all this loom up. Heat shrinks on there as well. You just need to know your sizing and everything like that. Nothing crazy hard. This is some, I think it's 1-inch stuff for our 1/2-inch hose. I did end up ordering a different set of loom there, and it come in here, and look how big this stuff is. So we'll never use that, but you just need to know your sizing as far as what size heat shrink you need to get. I like to get this 3-in-1, 3-to-1 ratio stuff where it shrinks down real tight, and then it'll also, instead of running a hose clamp, it'll keep a nice tight seal on that push lock fitting. You can still make your, you can still run AN fittings. That stuff's technically AN, is JIC stuff. You can still get on Vibrant and check out push lock stuff to AN fittings and stuff if you want to go the extra mile and say you want an entire black hose. You can get on there and find that. But yeah, all this stuff come from Amazon. Very happy with it. It's worked perfectly for years for me. It holds up really good. It takes quite a bit of beating. The black truck had all the fuel lines, and they all held up really, really well underneath the truck. I think that's really all I got for you. My master cylinder come in for this thing. I know that has nothing to do with what most of y'all are watching this video for, but we'll get all our lines prettied up here. Hopefully we'll have a turbo kit here. We got our radiator slapped in. Got to wire the electric fans. It is tight right there, a lot tighter than what I thought it was going to be with electric fans, but that's all right. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Love his stuff. Go pick it up if you want to make your hot rod lines, hoses, all that good stuff look even that much better. Like I said, I like to buy the entire assortment of all the sizes from Alex Tech, and also I like to get the 50-foot roll sections. That way I don't have to restock constantly and wait. But 1,000 times better looking right there. Love it. But I think that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, thank you so very much for tuning in and keeping up with me and watching. I'm gonna try and get back on a better schedule here on our videos and stuff, and try to pump out some good content for you. Show y'all how to make your hot rods look even better, whether it's diesel related, whatever it may be. Like I said at the beginning, if you're not subscribed, if you like what we're putting out, if you enjoy our content, go down there, click subscribe, follow along with us. I want to meet as many of you guys as I can, help as many people as possible, maybe meet some cool people that like to do stuff like this as well. But follow along with us, hit that subscribe button, like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Bye.